These 4 boxes are exactly the same. Okay, they're not exactly the same, but they come from the exact same model and it can be changed to one of an infinite number of size combinations in a couple of seconds.
But Brody, who cares? It's just a stupid box. I can make one in like 5 minutes.
Okay, you probably wouldn't go to this much effort for a simple box, but this is the second time I've recorded this video, and I think you'll appreciate the simple box version more than the 25-minute long sleep therapy session I originally recorded. To make a customizable box, we need to know what parts of the box we want to customize. A box has length, width, and height that we could adjust, but these properties alone make for a pretty useless box. So we also need to hollow out the box. To do that, we need to know how thick the walls and the base need to be. With those 5 details, let's start with what I think is the best way to make a customizable parametric model. To do that, we need to start a new project, go to the Spreadsheet workbench, and click this button to create a new spreadsheet. The Spreadsheet workbench is exactly what you'd expect given the name. I'm just going to jump right in and enter the names of the customizable properties of our box. They'll be box length, box width, box height, wall thickness, and base thickness. In the cell next to each of these names, I'll enter some values. Then I'll select each cell with a value, go to the alias text box at the top right of the sheet, and enter the names again, but this time without the spaces. Now select the cells with the values, right-click on them and click Properties. Go to the Display Unit tab and type mm for millimeters because they're the units we'll be working with in this video. Now select the spreadsheet in the tree and hit F2 to rename it. You can call it anything you want, but you'll work out soon enough that nice short names are going to be easier for you. I'll call mine Params. Now let's save the project before we go any further, and then we can go back to the 3D view of our project. Now we can select the Part Design workbench, create a new body, and create a new sketch on the XY plane. The base of our box will be a rectangle. Select the Rectangle tool and draw a simple rectangle over the origin. Select the Symmetry Constraint tool, and we can center the rectangle around the origin by selecting the 2 diagonally opposite points on the rectangle and then the origin. To size the rectangle, select the Distance constraint and then select one of the horizontal lines on the rectangle. Here is where our spreadsheet comes into play. Instead of typing in a distance value, we're going to click this little white and blue icon or hit the equals key. This will show the formula editor. The formula editor is exactly what it sounds like. The FreeCAD Wiki has a page showing everything that you can do with the formula editor. We'll look at that a little bit later. Right now, we just want to enter the name of our spreadsheet, period, and then the alias we gave to the box length cell, which was box length. When that's done, close the formula editor. You'll see that the white and blue icon is now a blue and white icon. To edit the formula, just click the icon again. Close the distance constraint dialog, and now the length of the rectangle is exactly what we typed in the spreadsheet. Now we just need to do the same to one of the vertical lines in the rectangle and give it the box width value. The base sketch is now done, so close the sketch, make sure that the sketch is selected in the tree and select the pad tool. Just like the distance constraint, the pad length also has a formula icon. So let's open the formula editor and enter the spreadsheet name, which is params, period, and then box height. Let's close the formula editor and click OK to finish the pad. And now we have a useless box. But before we hollow it out to make it less useless, let's jump back over to the spreadsheet and start messing with some of these dimensions. If I change this length from 100 to 200 and the width from 50 to 25, then go back to the 3D view, as some of you may have suspected, the box is now longer and skinnier. I'll undo those changes as the long and skinny box doesn't really fit on the screen very well for editing. There are a ton of different ways to hollow out this box. Since this is a customizable box, we're going to do it a very particular way to avoid a thing called the topological naming issue. Don't worry, I'm going to do a whole video on that and how to avoid it later, but right now you'll just have to believe me when I say this is the right way. Or you could just do it your own way and then complain in the comments when your box breaks. Up to you. Make sure you're back in the part design workbench. In the tree, under our active body, there's a node called Origin. It's currently grayed out because it's not visible in the 3D viewer. Open the Origin node by clicking the arrow on the left of it and then select XY plane. Then click Create Datum Plane. Now we have a yellow plane that is sitting on the XY plane, but we need to make it the same height as the box. To get it there, we need to change the plane's Z offset. Now, some of you might be detecting a theme with the whole formula icon thing, and yes, we're going to open the formula editor for Z offset. In the formula editor, enter our spreadsheet name, params, period, and box height. Now close the formula editor, and the plane is now offset to the same height as the box. Next, we need to select the datum plane by clicking on it, then create a new sketch. The sketch is going to be a rectangle centered around the origin, so use the symmetry constraint on a set of diagonally opposite corners again. We'll use this rectangle to pocket into the box. To get the wall thickness we set in the spreadsheet, we're going to use the distance constraint, and you guessed it, the formula editor. This time we will actually enter a formula though. We can enter the box length minus the wall thickness multiplied by 2. Then we can do the same for the rectangle width. Close the sketch, and we can hide the datum plane since we won't need it anymore by selecting it in the tree and hitting the space key. You can use the space key to toggle visibility of any item in the tree. Now make sure you have the sketch selected in the tree, select the pocket tool. Just like every other step so far, we'll use the formula editor. Enter the box height from the spreadsheet and subtract the base thickness. Close the formula editor, click OK on the pocket tasks, and now we have a box. While you aren't likely to go to such extremes for such a simple model, building your model around spreadsheets like this can save you a lot of time and effort in larger projects. There are other ways you can set and share parameter values in FreeCAD. For example, instead of referencing an alias from a spreadsheet, you can directly reference the length of a distance constraint from another sketch. This might be okay for really simple projects, but it gets messy very quickly and you can end up with weird object dependency problems. So in my opinion, you can't beat the spreadsheet for custom parameters. I also want to mention some of the things that are being worked on that we're likely to see in the next version of FreeCAD. The two big ones being multi-part body support and the new robust topology model. But some of you might find configuration tables extremely helpful. For an example of how this can be useful, take this simple stepper motor model. This isn't just a NEMA 17 stepper motor, it's also a NEMA 8, 11, 14, 23, 34 and 42. The motor was only modelled once, and I can switch between any of these types just using a simple drop-down menu. All the size parameters are stored in a spreadsheet, and the drop-down menu just links to a row in this table. If you want to take a look at this development fork from FreeCAD developer RealThunder, I put a link in the video description. Click like and subscribe if you want to see more FreeCAD content. And remember, FreeCAD is open source and built by volunteers. If you want to contribute or donate, there are links in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.